including some of our own UWSN staff members as well. Hope everyone is having a good day so far. We'll get started in just a minute. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, everyone who's coming into the room. We'll get started in just a minute. All right, I think we'll get started here. Thank you, everyone, presenters and community impact grant partners for joining our call today. We really appreciate you all taking another hour of your time to be here and connect with us. And thank you to everyone who has welcomed our team for a visit in the past couple of months. And we look forward to visiting some of our other partners this next week and the week after. So without further ado, we're going to get started with today's presentation. My name is Megan Courtney. I'm the Senior Director of Community Impact, and I am joined here by a few members of the United Way of Southern Nevada team, and we're very excited to take a moment to tell you all about what our team has going on for the next year and how we would love to engage with our community impact grantees through all of our initiatives upcoming. We're thrilled to have you on Zoom today, and our presentation is our chance to share with you what our mission is and what our team is doing for you as a community-funded partner. And over the next hour, I'm going to introduce various members of our team to share a little bit about the ways we can partner with your organization in each of our departments. Today's agenda is on the screen for you to see. We plan to give a brief overview of our UWSN initiatives and then jump into updates with our departments, including fund development, marketing, external affairs, volunteer engagement as well, and then how to access and complete your quarterly or semi-annual report and SurveyMonkey Apply. Before we get started, I wanted to take a moment to introduce some of our members on the team. So in addition to myself, Megan Courtney, the Senior Director of Community Impact, I am joined here today also with Christian Villagomez, who is your main point of contact as the Community Impact Program Manager, who will take a moment to introduce himself, and the rest of our team is on the screen here. You can see that the Community Impact / Programs team involves many members because we have many programs, including the Community Impact Grant Program. So Christian, if you wanted to take a moment to come off of mute and introduce yourself and share a little about yourself, we'd really appreciate it.
Good morning, almost afternoon, everyone. I'm Christian Villagomez. I am happy to be a member of the United Way of Southern Nevada team and very excited to work with all of you as these projects continue. I've gotten to meet a good bit of you, but not everyone. So for anyone who has not met yet, I'd be happy to speak further if you would like to talk in the future. And thank you as well to everyone that's already led us to site visits. It's been wonderful, and I've heard wonderful things from my teammates who have also gone to those when I could not. So thank you all once again. I come from United Way of Northern Nevada in the Sierra previously, so I've been with the United Way Network approximately 5.5 years prior to this, and I'm excited to be working with all of you. And you'll hear much more from me in emails, both direct and indirect emails to everyone on the list. So I look forward to speaking with everyone further. Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you, Christian. And for anybody who just tuned in to today's call, please ensure that you put your name, organization, and contact information in the chat so we can all take this next year to get more familiar with each other's organizations and make that connection happen. So a little bit more about UWSN. United Way of Southern Nevada exists here in Southern Nevada to serve our foremost southern counties. In addition to Clark, that's also Lincoln, Nye, and Esmeralda counties in Nevada. And our mission is to unite our community to improve people's lives. UWSN does this by leading, convening, and collaborating with hundreds of nonprofits such as yourselves across Southern Nevada. We unite donors, volunteers, nonprofits, and businesses to create meaningful changes for every Southern Nevadan. We support programs that are effective at helping students reach their potential, ensuring that there are pathways to earn a sustainable living, and helping individuals and their families live healthy lives and creating stability so people can thrive. And we do that through various programs under United Way of Southern Nevada, including but not limited to the Community Impact Grant Program. Now, you may have seen a few of our videos on social media, our newsletters, and our YouTube channel, but we do have an overview video and a few links to our various programs on this slide. So after today's presentation, we'll ensure that you get this presentation and the recording so that you can watch some of our videos and follow some of the links that we have throughout today's presentation. You should all be familiar with a few of these links and the video, especially if you attended one of our info sessions earlier this year when we launched the application for the Community Impact Grant process. Some of your organizations are very familiar with some of our other programs and have been partnering with us for a few years now, while others are just coming under our fold this year and could potentially be partnering with us in other programs. So we do recommend and encourage you to check out especially our webpage, uwsn.org/our-work, to learn more about some of our other programs and see if they're a fit to partner with in addition to community impact grants. Please take a moment to go through our other resources after today's presentation to get familiar with some of our other programs. So at this time, we would like to introduce you all to our fund development team to share updates on the great work they do for our partners, such as yourselves throughout the year. Greg, can I throw it to you?
Yes, thank you, Megan. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you, everyone, for being on this call. We are very excited to have you. I know myself and some of my team have been on these visits, and it's been remarkable to be able to see all of your work in action. I personally got to go to JAG, meet Anne, see the incredible work that they were doing in the classroom. Leslie, I just saw you signed on from Klein. I know one of my team went to visit your location and was just raving about all the amazing work that you're doing. So just a big thank you for everything that you're doing in the community to help support everything that we're trying to do as well. And so for our fund development team, we do have a pretty robust team, and we're out there trying to tell great stories and really try and bring the impact that everyone makes to the community. So leading our team is Karen Alonso. She's our Chief Advancement and Communications Officer. And this is awesome having the same person in that same role. So that way we're always coordinated with our marketing and fundraising efforts. Like Megan said, my name is Greg Forney. I am the Senior Director of Philanthropy. So I oversee a majority of our fundraising staff. We've got Lauren, who works a lot with our corporate partners, our workplace campaigns. Laura does our major gifts. Mercedes, some of you might know as well. She not only works with our corporate partners, but with Women United. So I know some of you are involved with that, which is completely awesome. And if you're going to be in our office, or excuse me, going to go to the event that we have coming up on Thursday, let me know. Hopefully I can say hi. Kayla Miller, someone who is new, and we stole her from the Golden Knights, so we're pretty impressed with ourselves on that one. She's been a great member of the team. Casey and Vanessa, they may have administrator on their titles, but they're way more than that. Casey has been as a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge, has done so much to help us. And same thing with Vanessa being new to our team for marketing. So we are out there, we are doing what we can to raise money, help support the community. And this is something that we do together. So there isn't a competition. We know everyone here raises money for themselves. So we're not here to say like, hey, we're United Way, but we want to be able to share your stories and really work together because all of us do have that same goal to be better and improve our community. So this is sort of the steps to our fundraising. So we really want to understand the needs of the community. And that's where we can help make great decisions. That's how we can help tell those great stories, and we can make sure that we're able to raise the money that we need to do. And when we talk about telling those stories, a lot of times we share not only what we're doing, but those impacts that everybody is making in those communities. So as an example, after we got back from JAG, we actually sent an email out to our fund development committee, and they were so excited to be able to see the work that we did. We took pictures of the classroom, and it's being able to see, and they weren't there, but they could live it through our eyes. And that's one thing that we try and do is we hear all the amazing things that you all are doing, and to be able to share how we're coming together and telling these great stories and being able to have those community impact grants. And again, I think it's one thing that the community loves to hear is that this isn't a competition. We are here, we're in this together, and we're working hard together to raise the profile of everyone. And then one thing that we also want to do is be able to connect our partners to mission. That's one big thing that we always talk about is we do have that robust mission. We have 3 main different pillars, and there's always something that we're doing that can connect to someone. So that's one thing that we want to do, because when people give, we want them to feel like they're giving for the right reason. We want them to feel like they are making an impact because they are. A lot of times when people give through workplace campaigns or give through events, they don't always see the end result of those dollars. So that's one thing that we want to do is be able to highlight that end result. And when we put all of that together, we secure more money for the mission, for hopefully to help with everyone else's missions, and hopefully that work that we all do raises everyone up in the community. So we are so excited to have all of you as part of us. We're going to tell your stories, and it's going to be a really great partnership we have in the community. Everyone's going to benefit for that. And so the next slide, we do have some events coming up. We're actually really excited about our one on the 29th. So this is our first ever trunk or treat. So if you have audiences, if you have kids yourself, it's a great way to get to work a little bit early to say, hey, I got to go down that United Way trunk or treat. So put that on your calendar. Wednesdays, it's going to be from 4 to 6. I know we'll have a lot more information going out through social and in our email, but this is free. Just come, fill up with candy. It's going to help us because we eat the leftover candy and we get a little sick after that. So definitely come. I'm going to get that excuse, get off work early, grab my son, bring him down. It's going to be a really great event. So hopefully we can have all of you come to that. Next up, we don't have the date set yet, but we do have our suit drive and our sip and sort. We're asking the community to bring in gently used women's clothing so we can hopefully bring that back to the community, and women who are going back in the workforce or who are coming up in need of some of the nicer clothes, they can really get that and have that opportunity. And we're now tying that into our fashion show luncheon. So for those of you who were with our luncheon last year, we had models, we had great fashion that came in from the community, but this year we're bringing the mission to it. And so the women that are being helped and who are getting these suits are going to be our models. So we are really, really excited about this because it's another way to bring the mission, bring everything that we're doing into the community. And then come March 18th, if you're a golfer, great time to be a part of our golf tournament. And if you can't be part of it, or that golf's not your thing, you can always volunteer, support. Myself, I hit mostly ground balls. I'm more of a baseball player when I'm on the golf course, so I don't really get a lot of shots. So they make me go up front and welcome people so I don't tear up the fairways with lots of divots. So this is a great one. And then the last 2 that we just accomplished some remarkable things through Project Reach Senior Expos. This is Megan's program. This is our programs team. So I won't dive too much into it, but it was absolutely amazing to see 4 expos where we had we were able to help more than 1,500 people get utility assistance. And when we have events like this is something we definitely want everyone to share because this is a benefit for the community. So we all know seniors, we all see people that are struggling. So don't think this is a United Way event. This is a way for us to bring the community, help the community, and really make that impact. And this is also a great way to volunteer. We have people volunteering, and to be able to see the people that are being helped, to be able to see the faces, see the excitement. That is truly that community work in action. And then last we have Day of Care. You know, Savannah's on the call. She did an absolute incredible job. I don't want to steal her thunder, but we blew away records due to her hard work and leadership. I knew some of you are a part of this. Some of us may have sites with you. So, and actually, Klein, I know you were here, and Casey got to go to that, who was also there. So that's exciting. I can't wait to hear Savannah be able to tell all about that amazing things that are happening. And then lastly, the best ways to really get involved with United Way is through volunteering, advocating, and storytelling. So I'll let Savannah talk a little bit about the volunteering. I believe I have Henry to talk about the advocating. But Clay doesn't toot his own horn. He is remarkable. He has done some absolutely amazing things. We have AB 442 that just passed, and that passed due to a coalition because this is something that we all worked on together. And with storytelling, that is definitely a common theme that we all have. The better we can tell our stories, the better we can show the impact, the more support that we get coming back to our organizations. So it was great talking to you, great meeting some of you. Thank you so much. If there's anything you ever need from us, feel free to reach out, because we are definitely your partners in the community and your partners in fundraising.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you to your team for all that you do to share about the impact of our partners throughout the year, through our events and through our workplace giving campaigns as well. Thank you. Next, we are going to have Savannah Sibley present on our community volunteer engagement initiatives. Thank you, Savannah, for being here today to present.
Thank you, Megan. Good morning, everyone. Familiar faces, and just saw you, just a few days ago at this point from Day of Caring. So thank you again for those that participated. My name is Savannah Sibley. I'm the Senior Director of Volunteering.
Oh no, I believe we lost Savannah. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. I think she's
Worked with
frozen.
Oh,
Welcome back, Savannah.
oh no, am I having unstable internet during this amazing call?
We will
Not
see
a
if you
problem
can
at all.
if you can
Okay,
recall the last 10 seconds, maybe.
Yes, sorry. Our department is community volunteer engagement. We are small but mighty, but myself being the senior director, along with Max Jansen, who most of you probably have been working with very similarly. Him and I are, coexisting partners. If you're not talking to him, you're talking to me. But we look forward to working with all of you. But to go more in depth on what our volunteer engagement department does, first I will talk about our corporate service projects. This is an initiative that our volunteer engagement team takes on. We work with small, large corporate partners out in the community, corporate partners that might be coming into Las Vegas just for a one-time annual conference, whatever it may be. And they might be looking for a volunteer event that, their team might be too big, where they can't take their team off-site, but they want something on-site. And so our team is able to bring all sorts of variety of items to them, as far as our classic kit builds. This is a way for them to give back to our local community, but then also for us to keep the kits and anything that they've built in-house in our community local. So this is a great team building activity for these corporate groups, but it is more of a full service volunteer initiative for our team alone. So a few examples is from the pictures you see. We do have no-sew blankets. We have what's called our solar lights. We also have our classic kit build. So the no-sew blankets, it is a blanket that you could use for any one of your clients, volunteers, team members. The classic kit builds would be a hygiene kit, back to school kit, maybe a food kit, you name it. We've kind of customized a little bit of a variety of kits. And then the solar kits, it is a solar light that might be used for individuals that are experiencing homelessness, or maybe a family that just needs an extra source of lighting. If you want to ever see examples, please email Max or I. We can send you more in-depth examples and pictures of what all of these items look like. But more importantly, if your organization or you have team members or clients that might be in need of hygiene kits, or even just a few solar lights, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. Again, as mentioned, we do want to keep these items local to our Las Vegas community, and what better way to donate them to our funded partners, all of you on this call. So we don't always have them in-house, but if you reach out and let us know that you might be in need of some, we will most definitely keep you next in line to make sure that we are able to donate what we can to you all. So just an extra benefit to hopefully help each one of you. Next, I think we are going to talk about Day of Caring. Thank you for Greg for he led it up very well. But Day of Caring just passed this past Friday. It was our 10th annual Day of Caring. If you haven't met me or seen me in person, you can clearly tell my face lights up when I talk about this event. This is our largest volunteer event that we plan annually. We work closely with everyone under the United Way roof. Everyone has a hand in this, and we just welcome all of you to be a part of it. Whether you are hosting a volunteer opportunity and recruiting volunteers, or if you would like to just come and give back along with the other like-minded people that give back on this one day, I truly say this event would not be what it is without all of you on this call. Again, whether you are hosting a volunteer opportunity or you are a volunteer looking to give back. And I hope this event inspires all of us to volunteer throughout the entire year and not just this one day. But if you can give this one day, we truly appreciate that as well. I know there are many of you on the call that have done a little bit of everything. You volunteered your time, you've hosted a volunteer opportunity. So I'd love to debrief, hear your thoughts, what you love, maybe things that, were a little bit challenging for you all. We would love to streamline that. But again, Day of Caring is our largest event, and it is truly impactful for the community. This past Friday, we had 1,291 volunteers show up for you all and for our community. Yes, thank you for the claps. As well as with 50 different projects. 50 different projects went on throughout this one day, which is truly amazing. And if you can look at that picture that's on the screen right now, that just gives you just a small glimpse of the like-minded people, volunteers, hard workers, dedicated to our community that have shown up. And those beautiful photos, we do provide t-shirts and tote bags, and it's just a feel-good day. But we do start it off with a kickoff, which the picture on the left-hand side at the top is a picture from our kickoff, and that is just a celebration to say thank you to, again, all of you on this call, even our United Way staff. This is just a time for all of us to come together and just feel and just be present in the moment. What I say is I was in my element with this picture on the left. That was my vibe. But again, if you have not been a part of it, we'd love to welcome you next year. I know that it does seem like a year is very far from now, but a year goes very fast. So please consider joining in whatever capacity your team can next year, September, for our 11th annual Day of Caring. And next, we do have our United Readers program. This is really Max's program. He has launched this within the last year, and what started out to be something that was under an AmeriCorps planning grant has now launched to be a statewide program, which United Way of Northern and the Sierra, they do also have a United Readers program. And now Southern Nevada has had the opportunity to also launch this program here in Southern Nevada. So United Readers mentors meet with kindergarten through fifth grade students one-on-one in small groups. They'll participate in weekly literacy-based 30-minute sessions. And this for United Way is huge because it is more of a direct service that United Way is now able to offer. So we are really excited. United Readers Mentors, we do have 4 of them currently, and they are in their onboarding process, but this will be the first year of it launching. So very excited. Next, I believe it is Volunteer Connect. Most of you should be signed up with Volunteer Connect. If you are not, please reach out to myself or Max. Volunteer Connect is our volunteer management portal. It is what I like to call as a one-stop shop for volunteerism. I know I'm on the platform day in and day out, so I might be a little biased of the platform, but it is very user-friendly. It allows each of you to have your own profile, identify your own volunteers, post for volunteer opportunities, recruit for volunteers, and whether you get 1 volunteer or 20 volunteers, I really think that 1 volunteer might be very, near and dear to your mission. And that is the goal of this platform, is for all of us to come together to, bring awareness to volunteerism in our community. But what better way of working together, through the platform and allowing you all to own your own profile. But we do have over 7,000 users, over 250 organizations, and typically over 100 volunteer opportunities. With the volunteer opportunities, you can streamline it as, as what you see best fits for your organization. If it's an ongoing opportunity, if it's just a 1 day, I will say for United Way with Day of Caring, we streamline everything of Day of Caring through Volunteer Connect. So that way it tracks how many volunteers are we getting? How many different organizations are participating? How many volunteer opportunities do we have? So it really does streamline it for you. But again, if you have further questions regarding Volunteer Connect, Max or myself, I like to think of us as the experts of the platform. So please feel free to email, give us a call. We are here to help you with all things volunteerism. I did a lot of talking. I appreciate all of you on this call. I believe that does end my session. So thank you all for being a part of all of us and working together and just doing what you're doing out in the community.
Thank you so much, Savannah. Your team has a lot going on for being small yet very mighty. So thank you for all that you do for our partners and then some. Next, we're going to have Henry Rosas present on behalf of External Affairs.
Hey everyone, good to be here. Thank you so much for all the great work that you do. And I think I am going to probably cover a lot of the efforts that many of you were also part of this year. So our department focuses on 3 main focus areas. One, of course, being policy and advocacy, one being nonprofit organizing and really building the capacity of the sector. And then the third being public-private partnerships. So how can we really stretch out state, federal dollars to make the maximum impact here in our community. So we have 3 wonderful team members, like volunteer engagement. We are small but mighty. Jenny Quintero, who serves as our Chief Advocacy and Strategy Officer, myself, and then Cynthia Amaro, who serves as our Federal Grants Manager, who you will see on the next slide. Cool. If you want to do one more, I think we'll get started on some of the nonprofit organizing. So for folks that maybe are not too familiar with some of our work, I think a lot of our purpose really strives for making sure that each of you find your own power. I think traditionally, historically, nonprofits haven't necessarily had a voice at the table when it comes to making political or legislative decisions. And so we try to disrupt that and challenge that and make sure that you all have not just the spaces to connect with one another, but also spaces to connect with electeds to make sure that the work that you all are doing is heard, is seen, and is invested in by our lawmakers. And so a couple of the ways that we hope to build just greater connectivity are through our nonprofit connection, which is our monthly virtual Zoom call. Every Thursday at 2 p.m. We'll have guest speakers, and it's more so just a space for folks to share what they're working on, any programs that they want to highlight. You can register using the link below. We'll have our next call next Thursday. And then our Junta Comunitaria, which is the Spanish language version of that, which you can also register for as well. Go on to the next slide. Our language access cross-sector call. These also occur monthly, typically also the last Thursday at 10:30. If you're interested in joining, feel free to just send me a note. But these are spaces where folks that are working on language access, right? So initiatives relating to ADA accessibility, immigrant inclusion, translation interpretation, all of those good things come together to share a little bit about some of their work. As you might imagine, a lot of that work is also in flux too. So it's a really great space for folks to just share some challenges or opportunities that they see in that work. And then our federal landscaping calls, many of you were responsive and really supportive. When earlier this year, we had a number of freezes and pauses in federal funding. And so we try to organize rapid response calls as quickly as we can to just share information that we know, share a breakdown of what some of those updates occur and look like as it impacts the entire sector. And so those occur as needed. Very thankful that it appears that we haven't had to organize one in a while, but we're always ready to be responsive to meet the needs of our community, but also make sure that a lot of the terminology and information that's sometimes very hard to digest and sometimes we don't have time for in our day to day, we can take the ownership of doing that for you all. So that you all are up to speed and in the know of many of the policy changes that are occurring both at the federal and state level. Go to the next slide. So some of our events, so our policy summits, last year we did our first policy summit focused on language access, the first one that has ever been done in the state of Nevada. And actually it's very rare to have had one, even nationwide. And so we're bringing that back again next spring, again, for a space to really just connect and design solutions to many of the issues that we face in language access. We are also planning and thinking about early childhood education and literacy. And we also are thinking about just broader nonprofit policy as well. Couple other events. We do our annual or biannual Connecting Candidates Forum. So again, really thinking about how to make sure that folks that are running for office actually understand the issues of the nonprofit sector. We bring together those nonpartisan forums to create those meaningful connections. And then my favorite, the days at the legislature. We host a variety of different days. And I'm sure in 2027, we're going to host even more because they're so fun, right? Bringing everybody to the building is so unique and such a marvelous thing to see. This year we had our largest ever nonprofit day at the legislature. We had over 100 nonprofits come for a full day of learning and meeting with legislators. We had a very successful press conference to just highlight some of the bills and issues that we were working on for the first time. And so we'll continue to try to make those days accessible, especially for the folks that are based here down south. But those are some of the signature events that we do within our department, all focused on just really highlighting and exposing folks to many of the issues that we work on and how we can drive systemic change towards them. Go on to the next slide. I'll try to go a little quicker. So advocacy and policy solutions, of course, that's actually that's a picture from the nonprofit day at the legislature, and it's cut out because there's more people. There's a lot more people in that picture. But if you want to go over to the next slide, so this year, a very historic year. For the first time, we actually had a slate of priorities for the sector. We aim to do that again in 2027, but you would be surprised that the work actually starts now to get ready for 2 years down the line. And so this is just the legislative process. I will not go over it, but there's much more prep work that goes on behind this, and we want each and every one of you to be a part of it, whether it's site visits from legislators to your programs or nonprofits, whether it's just you reaching out with ideas, whether it's attending some of the trainings that both United Way and Grant Lab will host in the coming months, or the different convenings that will end up leading to just co-create ideas. We hope that you'll be a part of this process alongside with us. And we hope that this year really showcased really the power of the sector and our ability to identify systemic challenge and actually meet the need. So we'll keep going here through the slides. You can read all of our legislative outcomes. I will paste in the chat our report for the sector this year, and you can find all the great bills that we supported as a sector, all of the initiatives, the timelines, and all the prep work that it took to get to that moment. And just two really of our signature pieces of legislation that we passed, AB 442 and AB 535, which just really aim to reform some of the antiquated process that we all experience on a day-to-day basis. But you can read more on our legislative report because I can talk about those bills for hours. But if you have any questions or are interested in getting involved in the implementation of that, feel free to send me a note and we can make sure that you're up to speed and involved in that process too. Go to the next slide. We also run our youth civic engagement program. So again, our department is just really focuses on building the capacity and leadership of our community, right? This can be nonprofit executives all the way down to our youngest folks who are not even eligible to vote, but are really empowered and excited about creating change in their communities. So we have our Democracy Fellowship this year. We have 12 high school students from across the Las Vegas Valley who come every month to hear from different guest speakers, trainings, and who are charged with organizing their own events. I know for a couple of folks on the call have already connected some folks to volunteer opportunities. These are high schoolers who are very motivated, very involved, and actually want to learn more about many of the issues and programs that you all work on. So would love the opportunity to partner and connect you all with our students. Many of them are involved in their key clubs, student government, and so they're always also looking for volunteer hours and such. So we'll make sure that as we go through our trainings and we focus on specific issue areas, that you all are some of the first that we ask to come be guest speakers or send opportunities our way so that our students can get more involved. We'll go on to the next slide. Very quickly, public-private partnerships. So we just sunsetted our language access funding. So again, making sure that we can bring funding to Southern Nevada in a way that's creative, but also meets very real and emerging community needs. Our language access funding was a $1 million appropriation from Congresswoman Dina Titus, really designed to enhance cultural competency amongst the nonprofit sector and provide tangible funding for translation and interpretation services. We're still trying to find ways to continue the work going, but that program did conclude this year. And so thank you to so many of you who were either partners in that endeavor or who took advantage of some of the translation interpretation services that we were able to provide. Next slide, Megan. You can go to the next one. Cool. So a couple things that we hope that you all leave with, just really understanding who's your legislator. I will post a link in the chat later. I always challenge nonprofits, if you have never had a legislator for a site visit, reach out. This is the perfect time. They are not doing anything. Well, they have their day jobs. But this is really a good time. It's quiet. We're just coming back from session. Things are slowly starting to ramp up. If you have not had folks for a site visit or even a Zoom call, they're always open to doing that. Happy to provide you a template or happy to just make the direct connection. Joining our nonprofit connection meetings and all of the wonderful calls that we have that you can find on the slide deck. But really use this as a resource. I think this interim for external affairs, we really want to be as hands-on as you'd like us to be and being a resource either to think through elected official engagement. If you have policy ideas that maybe are specific to your subject area or your expertise, like we really want to work with you on making sure that any ideas that you have can really come to fruition and scale. And we know that this process can be very challenging, disheartening at times. And so we want to help you navigate through it. So if there's any questions or any wishes to connect with folks, please feel free to reach out, and we'll try to be as proactive as possible to make sure that you all are also in the know as we continue on with nonprofit policy and organizing. But I think that should be the last slide. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And thank you so much to the folks that have gotten involved this year. We appreciate you. We could not have done this work without you. And just really looking forward to meeting some of the newer folks and just getting you engaged. Really, really appreciative of your time.
Thank you, Henry. I appreciate you taking a moment from your busy schedule to talk about the importance of public policy and advocacy engagement of the nonprofit sector. And we look forward to engaging with your team and our program partners to really inform the next year or two leading up to the next legislative session. Thank you. Next, I'll be introducing Aubrey, who's going to be presenting on our marketing department. Thank you, Aubrey, for being here to present.
Of course, happy to. Thank you, everyone. I feel like I've met mostly everyone, but happy to see some new faces as well. I'm Aubrey Kersey. I'm the marketing manager at United Way of Southern Nevada, and I've been here for over 6 years. So really loved getting to know our nonprofit community and seeing the incredible work that you do. And we're an extension of you. We're here to tell your stories and to share our collective impact in the community. So I want us to be a resource to you and to be able to share our collective impact. So I'll start off with our marketing team that we have. If we could go back to the slide, perfect. So again, Karen Alonso is our fearless leader of both marketing and fundraising. So we are aligned on that to make sure that we are getting the stories out there, but then also turning those stories into dollars that come back into our community. So they can really show the work and get that in people's inboxes in front of them, just so they could see the work there. And then Jennifer Beckwith, our Senior Director of Marketing, myself, our Special Events Manager, Taylor Campbell. Jason Evers is our multimedia designer, and he creates the beautiful videos that you see on our YouTube channel. He would want me to plug to subscribe, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Monet Green is our graphic designer, so all the beautiful graphics that you see on our social media, she designs those and many other of our materials as well. And then Karina Felix de la Riva, she is behind all of our social media content and many in our email content as well. So please subscribe to our newsletter and follow us. And then we have Vanessa Martinez, who supports both our fundraising and marketing team to make all the magic happen. So a really great team that we've been able to grow over the past few years, and we are here to support you. So this looks pretty familiar. It should be from the site visit emails. This is our Proud Partner badge. This is just one of the many strategies that we use to get the word out to the community and show our broad network of community partners and community impact grant partners. So we encourage you to share this on social media, to share our photos from the spotlight or from our site visits. And we will be doing our Proud Partner series again this year. If you were following along last year, we did like a racing theme where we were visiting each mile, and each mile was a partner. This year we're doing a passport theme, so everyone will get like a unique stamp for their focus area. So coming soon, we'll be launching that, and we'll invite you to collaborate across social media platforms and send those so you could share those posts as well. And then on your website, you can post this badge or our logo as a partnership via email, program materials. We can do collaborative press releases. We're happy to provide quotes as well to share about our collective impact, spotlight stories, which I'll get into more later, and then also event participation. Through Christian and Megan, we'll be sending out opportunities where you can participate in our events, whether that's through, for example, for Trunk or Treat, hosting a trunk, or we have nonprofit discounts sometimes on our tables at our events. So just many ways to get involved. You can go on to the next slide. And I just wanted to share some resources. So when you get this presentation, you'll be able to access the Proud Partner badge, our branding guidelines. So if you have any questions about logo usage, color usage, you can look over there. We will be uploading. We have some of the site visit photos uploaded, but we'll be uploading them in the coming weeks. So you can access those as well, so that you can just post them as well. You don't have to wait for us, but we'll be happy to reshare them. And then also the media release, which I'll talk about more there. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to marketing@uwsn.org. So diving into our spotlight stories, as I mentioned earlier, we want to share our collective impact, and the way that you can connect to people is by telling human stories and seeing the faces of the people we impact and really bridging that human connection. And I want to emphasize, we tell these stories in an empowering way. We frame all of our program participants as people, as full humans, full stories with both their challenges, but then also their successes. So we want to share that full journey and tell that full story in an empowering way. So I don't want you to we handle your stories with care and want to share these collective stories. So some logistical as far as spotlight story requirements, we always want to make sure that we have program participant consent as far as having these stories. I know sometimes with grant reports, you submit them and you think, oh, this is just going to be in the grant report. We do use them and we can pull them at any time to include in our materials, whether it's for grants, other grants we're applying for to help fund these programs, or to share on our social media pages. So it's always the potential that these will be public facing. So I just want you to keep that in mind with what details you share. We do want as much detail as possible to help really tell that full story. But if this shows up in a report somewhere, we want to make sure that your program participants are aware. And an added element this year, we do ask that you sign the media releases or have your program participants fill them out so we have that documentation on our back end that they consented to us using their images, videos that you may send, or their stories in general. So I just don't want any surprises if they show up in one of our reports or on our social media pages. Just want to make sure we're all clear on that. Also, contact information, if you are using if the person you're sharing their story, they're comfortable being interviewed and they are fine sharing their images and story, if you can provide the contact information, that would be great because we reach out for opportunities to provide testimonials, film videos. It really helps us build out our video library, and we share those videos with you as well so that you can post them across your platforms, YouTube channels, that type of thing, so we could cross promote and share those stories. So if you can provide contact information, that would be great. And also indicate if there's anyone we should copy from your team. We're happy to do that as well, so everyone is on the same page there as well. And we do know that some people have more sensitive story topics, so some people need to be anonymous. Those story requests are fine as well. So if you submit anonymous ones, just indicate, do not use their name, or you could put Jane Smith or a fake name. We can use those stories as well, but just want to make sure if it is sensitive information and that cannot be shared publicly, we'll reframe it and make it more generalized. And then we'll go into photo and video opportunities. So the spotlight stories are how we kind of it really informs where we see those stories and how we can highlight your program. So when we look through our reports, we identify, okay, these are some great stories that we can tell. We reach out to you and we talk about filming testimonials, filming at your actual program, showing the work. And we really are focusing on creating more video work this year with Jason. So it'll be me and him who will be interviewing your program participants and be reaching out about these opportunities. But we really want to showcase our collective impact and provide you those resources to market your program. So it's all about that collective impact and showing that work.
Thank you so much for presenting today, Aubrey. We really appreciate that. If there's any questions for marketing, please feel free to reach out to our team. We'd be happy to connect you with them, especially if you have any questions about the way that you or we may be sharing our partnership on social media newsletters. We'll definitely connect you. So thank you so much, Aubrey, for presenting today. Moving into the last section of our presentation, I'll be taking back over and we're going to talk quickly about quarterly and semi-annual reporting requirements, the fun part of why we're all here, right? We're going to nod and say yes. And so with that, I'm going to go over how to access and then what we're expecting in these quarterly or semi-annual reports. So reports are always going to be due in SurveyMonkey Apply where your application is. And so when you log into SurveyMonkey Apply, you will then see, especially if you have a quarterly report that is due on October 10th, you are going to see that you have a task on your application to complete at this time. Now, if you are reporting on a semi-annual basis, you will not see your January 12th report task until December. However, what we're going to discuss today today here for the quarterly report is the same report you will complete on a semi-annual basis and share information for 2 quarters at a time instead of 1 quarter at a time. If you have a question on whether you are a quarterly or semi-annual reporter, please reach out to myself and Christian, and we'll let you know when we expect your reports due. But if you know you are a quarterly reporter, please know that if you log into SurveyMonkey Apply, you should be able to follow along these screenshots and access that quarterly report. If you are a returning community impact grantee, this is the same report that you are familiar with completing last year and the years before. And if you are new to our portfolio, then we're really excited to kind of give you that overview as to what we're expecting to see in these quarterly reports and how we use that information. I know that Aubrey alluded to getting spotlight stories through these reports. I'll also share with you all of the other sections of the report and who we share that with and why. So when you log into SurveyMonkey Apply, you will see on your dashboard that you have your submitted application. This is a test here, but you'll click Start, and then it'll take you to another page where you'll see that you have a quarterly report due, and that quarterly report that's due on October 10th is going to be for programmatic updates between July 1st to the end of this month, September 30th. Once you are in there, there's going to be a few sections to complete, such as organizational updates, demographic information, and performance measures. The demographic information has a few different kinds of tables. Please know that demographic information is optional and is served to you in different ways in how you're able to communicate that back to us. If you're not able to complete it in the categories that we've broken out for age, ethnicity, and other categories, we also have a paragraph or qualitative section where you can provide a few sentences as to the demographics of the program participants you are serving with United Way funding this year. In addition to demographic information, we are looking for performance updates in your funding agreement. On the last page, I believe it is your scope of work, attachment A. We did identify an output and an outcome metric that we're hoping that you're going to be able to report on. With those outputs, we're asking that you let us know how many people were served to date. Again, that's going to be July 1st to September 30th with United Way of Southern Nevada funding. This is not your total program output to date. It is just based upon United Way of Southern Nevada funding. And again, none of these responses are meant to be punitive in any way. It is absolutely okay if our funding is being applied later in the year or not quite yet. And so please use these qualitative response sections to let us know when the program is going to start, or if you've experienced any changes to scope, implementation, or need to make any changes based on what's happened in the first quarter of the fiscal. In addition to that, and I know Aubrey mentioned earlier, we ask for spotlight stories in this quarterly and semi-annual report. The spotlight story is shared not only with our marketing team to use on socials in our newsletter and across the board, but it is also shared with our impact committee and our board of directors who oversee the work that we do and who can likely help make connections or understand the landscape a little better and provide any type of support that the program may need. And so in addition to the impact story and spotlight, we just request that you complete this spotlight story to the best of your ability, full sentences, a full paragraph, or else we will be left to fill in the blanks, and that might not be the correct story that you're sharing with us to share with our stakeholders, whether that's internal or external. Then we will also ask for you to share contact information. If you're not comfortable with us reaching out to that person directly, please list yourself or your program manager that we could reach out to follow up on with that story, in addition to a section where you can upload photos. And I do want to highlight the fact that these spotlight stories don't need to only come from the perspective of a program participant. It is really great for our community members to not only see themselves in the story, but how they plug into our network as well. So point of views from staff, from volunteers, from board members as to their experience working with your organization or with the program or with program participants are also welcome. We love to highlight the full experience of an organization, and that includes the experience of staff and volunteers as well. So please let us, know that we welcome and enjoy hearing a broad range of perspectives when it comes to sharing about the impact of your program thus far. In addition to the impact story and spotlight that we ask for you to share in your report, we also ask about challenges and lessons learned. And please note that none of the responses here are punitive in action for us. Some of these barriers to implementation or access in the community, or the fact that funding is running out sooner because costs are rising, are very important stories for us to communicate to our stakeholders on your behalf. If you are struggling or are happening across a barrier in the community, your nonprofit is likely not the only one, and you are probably telling a piece of a story that is far greater than only your experience. And we are collecting all of those implementation challenges, scope changes, funding changes to not only our staff and our board members, but to our own donors and stakeholders, and asking them to rise to help address these issues on behalf of our partners. So we always read these reports to better understand how to tell that story of not only what your impact is, but what the landscape looks like for our nonprofit community here in Southern Nevada. So please feel free to be as candid as possible, especially if you are facing challenges or learning or needing to pivot. We welcome those conversations through the updates that we receive in these reports. Additionally to that, we also ask for you to share any upcoming volunteer opportunities. You are able to also upload your volunteer opportunity flyers as well. We share these upcoming volunteer opportunities with Savannah and Max so that they can assist placing these opportunities on Volunteer Connect portal if they're not already, especially if you need those volunteers for your upcoming events. But we also share those upcoming volunteer needs with our staff, because this is a great way, not only through site visits, but through volunteerism, that our staff have the opportunity to connect with you as partners throughout the year. So we do communicate upcoming volunteer opportunities with our donors, our board of directors, as well as our staff. So please share any and all volunteer opportunities to connect with you, as well as any media opportunities that we can highlight on your behalf. So if you have any initiatives that have been picked up by the media, please drop those links in the report and we'd be happy to share them on your behalf as well. We do share those media opportunities with our marketing team. But not least, we do require financial reporting of the grant. And again, this is not your entire program or organization financial reporting. This is only reporting back to us what you've spent down and how you've spent down United Way of Southern Nevada grant funding. And so we are looking to you to report back on a quarterly or semi-annual basis what you have spent down per your award with us. And if you've needed to pivot how you spend down some of those dollars, this is where we're going to look at that budget justification and then have that conversation with you if we need to reallocate based on the budget you submitted in your application. Now, we know a lot of the awards are far less than what you were awarded through this grant. So based on the budget you submitted in your application, you are free to reallocate as needed to ensure program success with those line items that were in the application. Now, if you need to reallocate to any items that were not in your original budget, please reach out to us so we can have that conversation. We are a flexible funder in most cases. So with that conversation, we can let you know, okay, we need to do a change form, or that's absolutely okay because it's in alignment with what you originally proposed. So that's okay if you spend down that way. We do have a downloadable Excel template that is on that step of the report. And so when you click that link, it'll download an Excel spreadsheet that we hope you use for the rest of the year. So if you complete it for quarter one, please use that same file for quarter 2, 3, and 4 so that we can see that picture throughout the year. And then for the semi-annual reporters, it will look very similar to the screenshot, except there'll only be two 6-month columns in which by the end of the fiscal, we'll see that full picture of how you spent down the award. Then after the financial reporting section, there is a section for you to upload any additional documentation you'd like to share with us, as well as a list of programmatic staff that are associated with the program that we are funding in case there has been any transition of personnel on your team. It's how we will keep our distribution list for the Community Impact Grantee profile up to date with that list of programmatic folks that you list on the report. So that is the quarterly and semi-annual report instructions. And so we are now at the end of our hour. I know we are just 1 minute over. I appreciate everybody who is able to stay on for just a minute longer. But again, we will share this presentation, all of the links, a recording of this presentation with you and for your 1 week reminders of the quarterly reports and the 1 week reminder of the semi-annual report. We'll quick link this video so that you can come back to it and rewatch it as necessary.